Great to get a win here at home. Coming back from a long trip over Thanksgiving break. Second half, we played as well offensively as we've played in a while, which was good to see. And defensively, we were good pretty much the entire game. So really happy for these guys to be able to do that here in front of our home crowd. Happy for Jalen. He scored his 1,000th point tonight. And happy for the whole team, and hopefully we can continue to grow and continue to get better as we move forward. So I'll let you ask questions for these guys and then let them go and go from there.
I'll start with Jalen. Obviously, congratulations on 1,000 points. Did you just
Appreciate it.
talk about your thoughts on that? What it means to play so much?
I mean, obviously it feels good, but I'm just happy we won tonight. It wouldn't have felt good without the wins. That's the most important thing. And I couldn't have did it without my teammates all my years here. It's my 4th year. I'm grateful for my teammates. Every year I've been here. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. So credit to them.
I just wanted to touch on, obviously, you're coming off the bench to start this year. Can you just talk about how different that is than, maybe starting a little bit more in the previous?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do whatever the team needs. We winning right now. I mean, if you look back into our history here, the year we won the MAC championship, I was coming off the bench. So if that's what the team needs, if that's what is going to look best for us, that's going to get us the most wins throughout the season. That's what I'm going to do.
This one's going to be both for you and Cian. You guys both were the top 2 players in assists today. Can you just talk about how you guys are both able to be effective dishing out the ball tonight?
This is my brother. We love getting assists. That's really a new part of my game. Like, I'm trying to emphasize that more. He helps me with that. It's inspirational watching how he run the team, and I'm trying to better my point guard skills. So I just watch him and do what he do.
Well, we can't get assists if our teammates don't make shots. So I definitely thank them because assists come from 2 people. We got to pass the ball, they got to make the shot. So it's definitely on our teammates, the work they put in, the trust we got in them, the trust they have in us to make those type of plays. So this is definitely a great thing.
I'll just stick with you. I was watching a little bit in the first half. I saw you pointing out, directing traffic, communicating a lot. Can you just talk about the role you're trying to play as a starting point guard?
It's definitely something that's grateful that I'm grateful for. Coaches put me in a position to do that. He always tells me to put guys where they're supposed to be, stuff like that. He gives me a lot of rope to tell guys what to do. I'm definitely grateful to be in that position, especially only in my 2nd year. So as my time here, keep going and just keep leading.
This is the most points you scored since opening day. It was actually a season high for you. What was just going well for you out there today?
I just was struggling in Canada, so I was just staying the course. I work hard, so it was like for me, it was just keep shooting. Keep my head up. Shots not always gonna fall, so just stuck with the work.
I actually answered my last question. I was gonna ask how you bounced back from your little trip in Canada. You had a couple back-to-back 0-point performances.
It was definitely rough for me. I was definitely hard on myself, but my teammates and my coaches, they got the utmost trust in me, and they just keep telling me keep working. Once we got back, I was in the gym shooting, so it was definitely not a rough patch for me. I definitely wasn't happy about it. We won game, so it was like, it didn't really matter to me, but it was good to see the ball go through the rim for sure.
All right, fellas. Good job, Jalen. Good job, Cian. You want a water? Not purified.
So just coming out of the first half, you guys, had a lower shooting percentage than probably you're used to. Can you just talk about what went in a slow start before you started to turn it up?
Unfortunately, it's not lower than we're used to. That's what we've been doing. So was a little concerned that we weren't making shots here at home. But I thought at halftime we made a real concerted effort to get the ball inside, whether that was, to Cloran and Rico on top of the rim, or Vaughn, or driving the basketball. Guys like Cian, Jalen, Jamal, Morgan, trying to make sure that we drove the ball strong to the basket. And we were guarding, in the first half, which was great, and we were able to continue to do that in the second half. I thought the turning point in the game really came when Jamal, Anthony, Marquise, Rico, and Cian were in the game. Those 5 guys around, the 12-minute mark to about the 8-minute mark. It sort of stretched out the lead a little bit, and then and they did a really good job there defensively and moving the basketball. Cian had a couple baskets during that stretch, but all of them did. Jamal did as well. Anthony had a couple nice passes. Keese made a couple good defensive plays. Over the top pass, he had a really good steal, something that we had really worked on. And Rico scored a couple times on top of the basket. I think he's continuing to get better and better as the season's moved on, which is great to see. And as you see when you look at the box score, I mean, we had 5 guys in double figures and another guy have double figure rebounds. So there's a lot of balance and a lot of good players. So just happy that we were able to figure it out in the second half. We continued to defend. They took a lot of pride in trying to keep Portland under 60 points. Our team did. And the fact that they had that much pride, our guys did, in really keeping them under 60, I think says a lot about where their head was at. And in doing that, we scored 45 points in the second half, which is a good, really good offensive number, especially when we're not getting to the free throw line. So great to see, and hoping we can continue with where we're at.
I was actually going to touch on the attacking mindset inside. You guys had 34 paint points,
Yeah.
13 offensive rebounds. Was that something you planned to do today, or did the game sort of force you to?
No, I think at halftime that was something we had talked about because we had not gotten to the free throw line. And at halftime, they had as many second chance points as we did, even though we had double the amount of offensive rebounds that they had. It was telling that we weren't really attacking the basket. We were settling a lot. So one of the things we had talked about at halftime was making sure we weren't settling, that we were getting the ball inside, again, whether that's post-ups or drives, but that we were getting the ball inside. And then I think to start the second half, Claron scored a couple times on top of the rim, drew a couple fouls on offensive rebounds, and then Rico did the same. So those 2 guys were 10 for 20 from the field combined. They had 20 points, 14 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds from basically those guys played, one position to combine. So great job by them and everyone, because we attacked a lot better in the second half, and that's why we scored and we continued to defend and we ended up with 19 assists, so we were sharing the basketball. Only had 6 turnovers, so we were able to get close to we had 26 more shots or 27 more shots than they did. So when you do that, you give yourself a chance to have success.
Sort of playing into that, do you think that you guys have sort of played into your size and physicality identity like you wanted to so far this season, or do you think there's a lot more work to go with that?
No, I mean, so far so good. We just have to continue to stay, humble, and continue to work. I saw a great quote that I shared with our players, which, tomorrow's feather duster was yesterday's peacock, right? And I shared that with our guys, and I brought out a feather duster that I showed to them. And I heard a really good coach use that, talk to his team about that, and it's really true. Like, the second you start to feel yourself a little bit is when things that you didn't expect to happen. So we have to just stay continue to conduct ourselves with humility and work hard. I heard Cian talk about working hard. I heard Jalen talk about not caring about being coming off the bench. I've got 5 guys coming off the bench that any one of them could start. You can make the argument, sometimes they play more minutes than the starters. And then you got starters that could play more minutes than they play, but we're trying to win games. And in doing that, there's sacrifice that's involved. And, right now everybody's had a great mindset with that, and that's allowed us to have a really good start to the season. So hopefully we can continue that way and continue to get better individually and collectively.
So going off your bench point, you guys had almost double the amount of bench points that Portland had. Can you just talk about how utilizing the bench is really important to the success of the team, and was there any player that really stood out to you today?
Yeah, I don't know that there was one play, but again, I'm looking at those guys and the guys that are, coming off the bench, and I don't see them as bench guys. I just see them as starters that don't start. I mean, that's really how I view it. And again, I think the biggest stretch in this game was with, I think I mentioned it earlier, was Cian, Jamal, Anthony, Marquise, and Rico. And again, not that was the only great stretch, because we had a lot of good stretches, but that stretch I think had a lot to do with why we won. And we can wear some teams down because we play a lot of guys, a lot of minutes, and we need those guys to contribute, which they've done.
Last one I got for you is just you got Mercyhurst coming up on the schedule, and then a big matchup with Alabama. How are you guys mentally, physically prepping for that?
Yeah, this is finals week coming up, so our guys will take a couple days off for finals. We do go to school here, so we take a couple days off for finals, and then get ourselves ready for that home game. And then we have that game against Alabama before they go home for Christmas for a couple days. It's a long season for these guys. They get a couple days off, and then we have one more non-conference game before we start league play. So, just trying to get better, like I said, individually and collectively as we head into conference season. And hopefully, as we move forward with the season, more and more people will come and see us play, and will enjoy watching our team and get behind these guys. Great. Thanks.